Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying productive? At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, has been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. Trello keeps everyone on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Now, more than ever, teams must come together and work together to solve big challenges, and Trello is here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and fun. With Trello, you can work with your team wherever you are, whether it's at home or in an office. Keep your workflow going from wherever you are with Trello. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com.
Scarpins Avenue.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-hosts Arn and Dan. Bender, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits, the funny hits, and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you.
Population Jobrani.
Maz Jobrani.
Hello, sir.
How are you
Welcome
guys?
to town, man.
We're in the lounge today.
I know we are.
It's feeling loungy.
I love this setup.
Yeah, this is great.
right?
We normally aren't in here, but I love the feel of this place. So if you are listening to this and we sound relaxed,
It's because we are relaxed.
Yeah,
We're
we
in a-
look like we're in our own after show.
yeah,
Yes.
guys, this is the Walking Dumb. Get it? The Talking
Yeah,
Dumb. It's the
Talking
Talking Dumb.
Talking down, which is like Walking
Either
Dead.
way, I like.
So we believe that the world's getting dumber, and what I've always loved about your comedy and
Is
even
it as dumb?
No, that you annihilate
you
the dumb.
annihilate the dumb
Oh.
in your comedy, and also you've played. First of all, you're a fantastic actor, and you've played many dumb characters.
Yes.
which you do with such aplomb. It is in its own right
That's
eviscerates the dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just by making them so ridiculous, you are basically showing how dumb it is. I don't know. Do you believe just out on your travels in the world as a stand-up and whatnot that we are getting dumber?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I was just telling Jason that I've got my own podcast, and on that podcast, we bring in experts from that are professors, authors, and we have them teach us while we try to make that learning fun. And we just recorded an episode with a guy who wrote a book that's called "The Death of Expertise."
There we go.
Yeah.
Right up the alley.
This is right in the wheelhouse. Well, we
Right
got
in the
great
wheelhouse.
stories. We'll talk
You're
about your
so right.
podcast
The
in a
rise
little
of
bit.
generalness.
Yeah.
We will, exactly. But in the meantime, we want to get into some stories. We have them sent to us by our awesome fans, and let's jump into one right now.
We do. Ready? Sent in by Steven Schieffer at Schieffer4.
Holy shit.
Scheifer sounds like a guy who put one over on you.
And
You got
He's a bit of a
Scheifer.
Scheifer.
Or you
And
yeah.
the guy on the basketball team you can't trust.
Yeah.
Schieffer.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Fine.
Or I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta take a Schieffer.
I got to take a
Yeah,
shot.
which
You gotta-
started in college because of what Schieffer did in there.
Yes.
Well, you better take some matches, dude.
Scheifer is like shitting and farting.
It really is.
Wow.
It's all of it. All right, Scheifer.
Schiefer4 at
Thanks, buddy.
Schieffer. Thank you.
Scheifer. Scheifer.
A Texas man's walk down the aisle took a wrong turn when he decided to rob a bank the day before his wedding so he could pay for his fiance's ring.
Look, weddings are expensive. Life is expensive.
But
Yes.
come on. This
What?
is procrastinating at its
Dan, I
finest.
think this is still better than when all the people decide to do a silly dance down the aisle and they make
You
a
do.
video.
You'd rather this than
Well,
I'd rather he rob a
oh,
bank.
wait a minute. What if he would have danced his way through
To
the
the bank.
robbery,
Through the bank.
because tonight's gonna
Gonna
be
be
a
a
good
good night.
robbery.
Give me all your money. And the night's gonna be.
I have a gun. Because tonight's
Jeez, that's kind of a bold move. So this is one of those moments where she's out with her family doing her best to try and quell their fears about this guy.
And
day
she's like,
before the wedding.
he's,
She's at the-
he's
she's at the
fine.
luncheon.
Okay,
He's
you
fine.
guys saw him grab my arm violently once.
Yeah.
He was very drunk, which he
said,
never
Get
gets.
back here, and that's
Yeah.
only because he knew I would walk away.
Well, this is like a
But you hadn't walked away. I know, but he still was like,
You
"Get back here."
He anticipates
we
my every
anticipate
move.
each other.
You
And
don't know him.
And also, you think, you think you've been to some wild bachelor parties.
Yeah,
Right.
Guys.
What are we doing, guys? I got it all planned
Where are we
out.
going? To go to
Just keep-
Vegas?
guys,
Well, we're
literally keep the car running.
We're going to First National Bank and Trust.
Running.
Keep the
Are
car
we all
running.
going in?
But
No.
Okay, but the day before. Okay, so now
Day
back.
before the wedding. This is the best reason to have a luncheon. I hate all these extra wedding things that
Yes.
ever happen.
But
But
this-
a luncheon
At
was.
least you know where everyone's
Babe,
at.
are you coming to the luncheon?
Yeah.
I can't, hon. Everyone else will be there.
I
I'm
have
sure you
to
guys will
run
have
an
fun.
errand.
I think the
Yeah.
rule is we're not supposed to see each other the day before the wedding.
How
No,
much?
Let's stay up.
How
what
much
is it?
does he?
Some-
Is he's gonna blame her for needing an expensive ring? Right.
Something?
Yeah.
This something strikes me as this guy is gonna blame her.
This, by the way, is a great commercial for one of these like Zales.
He went
with the
to
cheaper,
Jared.
With the cheaper, yeah.
should have gone to Jared.
Should have gone to Jared.
Yep.
You know?
But so what is it for a wedding? It's something old, something new, something
borrowed,
stolen,
something.
Yeah, it is.
something
Yes.
blue.
Yeah.
Didn't we do a story recently where a guy stole a bike on the way to his
Yes.
wedding reception?
Yes, from the ceremony
From
to
the
the
ceremony,
reception.
to
he got
ceremony to
busted.
reception.
stole a bike and got. all right.
Which to me, I was like, so he has no friends. Because
Right.
what people aren't instantly surrounded by friends and family from the moment they walk out of that church
when
until
you
the
walk out of
end the day.
wherever you go, people are like, "All right, we're heading over the thing. You got a ride? I mean, to the
Right.
groom. Like, isn't that good luck to drive the groom?"
And what's the rule again on how much you're supposed to spend on the ring? It's like a month's salary.
I thought it was
2 months.
2 weeks, 2
2
months
weeks-
salary,
2 months salary.
Who cares?
So whatever that is, this guy, if he's been a successful bank robber,
Yeah.
he's like,
What do you need? He's like, all right, hold on,
Hold
let me
on.
do the math here.
If
what
I
did
were
I
to
make?
rob
What
two
was I
banks-
making before I got fired?
When I robbed that Popeyes, what did I make? I can't remember.
amortize it over months, and this is where it is.
God.
How great would it be if the she opens up the ring box and a little color thing explodes in
Yeah,
her
Oh,
a little,
face,
a
yes.
little blue pack.
just to give a little.
I just got you cash because that's what I got on
I
the
hope
way
the
here.
teller was like, "How much do you need?" And he just handed her like a Zales
Zales-
catalog.
yeah,
It was
just
like,
a-
I don't
The
know this
receipt,
one.
The receipt.
Yeah.
It's a princess cut.
Right.
Oh my God.
Okay. Took a wrong turn when he decided to rob a bank the day before. Wrong turn also is like that means it wasn't an accident? No.
Right, no.
I thought he just was going to walk the wrong way.
Right.
I really thought he ended
He
up in the
walked the
wrong
wrong way,
wedding,
took a wrong
and
way.
married someone else.
married someone
That
else,
would have been amazing.
and now he's happier.
That's the defense. The lawyer's
Okay.
like, Your Honor, my client was having a day that was all about him. You can't blame him for walking into a bank and thinking he should
he
get
just-
whatever he wants.
We
Yes.
said he could have any hotel room
This
he
is
wanted.
your day.
I don't care what culture you come from. You were born where?
Iran.
In Iran. In Iran, as I'm sure in America, as a little boy, you start thinking about your wedding from the second you're born.
This is very true.
You start planning for that day.
It's
You're like,
yes.
I get to be the prince that I've always
I
wanted to
want-
be.
No,
And so
I-
that's just all he was
There
thinking.
are so many
Everything's
things about
him.
weddings, though, that still to this day, if a priest says, if anyone here has a reason why these two should be married,
Yeah.
I think opening it up like that is terrible. If anyone here has a reason why these two people should not be married, speak now. Or then this I have a problem with. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yes.
Why is now the only chance?
So true. What about because we
3
all
years down the road.
Listen, as comedians, we all have like, oh, I should have said
I
that.
should have done that.
Next set, I'm going to do that.
I'm gonna,
Yep.
or
So
they
that
come out
could-
of the audition. I was like, I did it again.
That guy at the wedding, at the reception, he's like, "Oh, I should have."
should've.
Guys, gather around. There was something I wanted to say earlier.
I should have mentioned that he was cheating with the.
What if weddings started having comment card boxes,
Mm-hmm.
and you before the wedding you could write anything you wanted in there, no one will know, and leave it in, and then as
So
part
the
of the ceremony
anonymity.
they check the box.
That's
to
a
see
fun
if
wedding.
Anyone has put anything
All
in there
right,
that they would
before
like
we
to
give
say.
the rings out, let's check the box.
Let's see if anyone had a
box.
problem with this union.
Check the box.
There was a comment from a policeman who just arrested the groom. No, he cannot.
Apparently,
do this.
he just robbed a.
So what did he do?
I'll read the full sentence.
Yeah.
He decided to rob a bank before the wedding so he could pay for his fiance's ring, and she saw surveillance images of him posted by police, according to a report.
Why is she checking
A police plotter.
Well,
Where is-
no, you know
where
what it
is
is. You know
Greg?
what she's checking. If you're seeing stuff from the police, it's Facebook.
That's a
Facebook cops
Yes.
love them some Facebook.
Instead of exchanging vows, Heath Bumpus.
Come on.
Stop.
Really?
Keith Edward Bumpus.
Oh, God.
I mean,
Is it
you
Bumpus
know,
or Bump
I'll tell you
Ass?
this, just based off that, he
Bump
was
ass.
taking her name.
Yeah.
You know he was taking her name.
She has to take the Bumpus
I've
name.
always wanted to
And
be
by the way,
Heath Collins.
Listen, we could either go Bumpus or Kennedy. We'll go Kennedy.
by the way, if she hyphenates that thing, she deserves to go to jail.
Bumpus.
For sure.
Kennedy Bumpus.
Yeah.
Isn't Bumpus that thing?
Barbara Kennedy Bumpus.
Aren't Bumpuses those things that women put in their hair to make their hair look?
Those are bump its.
Okay, so
Bump its.
Kennedy Bumpus sounds like the real name of a very famous 90s rapper. Like, you know what
Yes.
his real name was?
Yeah.
Kennedy Bumpus.
Kennedy
Or
Bumpus.
like a-
Juvenile's real name is Kennedy Bumpus. And he's coaching high school football now.
Yeah, or he's like a 6'6" combo guard out of North Carolina.
Yes.
Sorry, Edgar. Kennedy Bumpus.
Bumpus, baby!
When I was in high school, Coach Bumpus used to always
He
give me the
wrote
best
us.
advice.
He wrote us, though.
He looked me in the eye.
Because he
and he
demanded
said,
the
A
most.
lot of it
Never
was
pee
about
in the
when to
wind.
rob a bank and when not.
When not.
He's from Crockett and was charged with aggravated robbery and allegedly informing a teller at Citizen State Bank in Groveton that he had a gun and demanding that she fork over cash. That is not in quotes, but I feel like that is
Wow.
probably
Yes.
is what he said.
Fork
it over.
Very eloquent. Very
Fork it
eloquent.
over.
Fork it over.
Fork it over.
Good usage of word like that. If my son were writing an essay and he put in fork over the
over.
cash,
Fork over the
like,
cash.
son, you're
Like,
the
that's-
private school education's paying off.
You're catching on.
You're doing it, my man.
He basically stated that he was getting married tomorrow, so he didn't have enough money for a wedding ring, and he wanted to buy. If I'm the teller, I'm like, stop. I don't care
Dan,
about.
I
any of
guarantee
this.
you, you're saying it like it's a run-on sentence. I guarantee you that's how he said it. He
Right.
said
Yeah.
he like was losing
Fork it
breath.
over. I'm sorry. Look, I'm basically getting married tomorrow.
This-
you are or you aren't.
This sounds like a great movie because the guy is in there. It's kind of like it's what was the one with Al Pacino? The
Dog Day Afternoon.
This is a Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah. Exactly.
It becomes a big thing, and he's like, "You guys don't get it. I just was trying to get a ring."
I'm trying
Basically,
to
I'm getting married tomorrow.
Basically, or are you?
So he didn't have enough money for a wedding ring that he wanted to buy, and he needed to pay for the wedding venue. Oh, it's now we're modeling on.
No, it's the venue
Wow.
Wouldn't you avoid
and the ring.
He's like,
the
I can't
ring.
get the deposit back.
I mean, he already had to pay for something of
Somebody
it.
told me that planning a wedding is just a series of deposits you
It
will
is,
never get
that
back.
you'll
Look
never
at the
get.
pressure women put on men.
Or
You know,
vice
or
versa.
I
vice
want to give
versa.
Bumpus some advice, but this is what we did. My wife and I we did a destination wedding.
There you go.
So
Which,
that
which
cuts all the
immediately
assholes
takes
out.
every cheap friend of yours out of the
Out.
picture.
Gone.
Out.
So, but which may get rid of like one or two people that you love.
And you guys did it.
That's
in,
fine.
You did it in Iran, right?
We did it in Iran,
Which
We
I
did
think
it-
is a fantastic
Yeah,
destination.
We did it in Mogadishu.
And I did a Tehran wedding.
If you go to Mogadishu, you send them a clip of Black Hawk Down. You go, we're doing it there.
We're doing
where
it
we're
here.
doing it.
If you want
This
in,
is there's plenty
Rehearsal dinner.
We can shuttle you
What
back
do I
and
pack?
forth with a.
Somebody's like, "What do you pack?" Like, just watch the first 10 minutes. You'll see they pack very light.
all you
They pack
need.
very light, and you.
You pack a parachute,
Pack a
and
parachute.
an AK-47.
That's it. That's it.
He didn't want to pay. He needed to pay for the ring, the
venue.
ring, and the wedding venue. After the Friday morning heist, Bumpus threw his clothing out of his car. Now look, I know he doesn't want to be identified, but what are you just like? Here's my DNA.
Yeah, here's all the.
Here's everything you'll need to know. His wallet is probably
Here's
still in
another pro tip. Don't throw it out. Give it to
throw it.
Goodwill.
That's
They
right.
can
Go.
use it.
Give it to Ray Lewis.
Someone
He'll know
else
what to do with
There
it.
you go. And someone
Burn
else
it.
will buy it and wear it, and then they'll get arrested.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bumpus threw his clothing out of his car as he sped away. Is he naked driving? I
I don't
not
know. Maybe he's in a tuxedo.
Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be great.
He's ready to go.
Fully ready to go the day before.
He takes his clothes off and the tuxedo's underneath.
Yes.
Would it be great if he threw it out and then he got arrested for littering?
Yeah, and that was
I
the
can tell you
first
this
step.
too about Bumpus. I guarantee he said to his fiance, "That's fine. I just don't like dress shoes." At some point, that was his hanging.
You know,
point.
he was
I
like,
want to wear my own
I
boots.
want to wear my.
I need shoes to run in case the
Exactly.
cops show up.
Honey, what does
I
that mean?
can't
Run in these squeakers.
He threw his clothes out of his car and then sped away, according to Sheriff Woody Wallace.
Come on.
I swear.
Woody Wallace is
Woody
a Toy
Wallace.
Story 5
Sheriff
character.
Woody. He's literally this is Sheriff Woody.
Woody
Was he a woodpecker?
No. Woody Wallace, who posted pictures of the suspect on the department's Facebook
Of
page in
course.
hopes of getting
Knew it.
tips from the public.
Instead, got it from his fiance.
For better or worse, his fiance saw the post and immediately recognized her future hubby, which means this is all happening happening in the span of one day.
One
Wow.
day.
Yes.
Why is she the day before her wedding just trolling around Facebook?
I don't know. Why is anyone trolling around Facebook?
If this were a
ever?
movie, I would say, come on, suspension of disbelief.
Yes.
Really? Isn't
Why
she
would
getting
be
ready for her
on-
wedding?
Thank you. She has more to worry about than trolling a police Facebook site.
This is why the addiction to Facebook and social media.
Thank you.
What's the name of this romantic comedy that stars from 1998 that stars Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks? Status update robbery.
Yeah,
Right?
there you
Is
go.
that a status?
Nice.
Bump plus
You've
one.
been poked.
Bump plus one. You stole my heart.
You've been poked.
Fork over your love.
Fork over Florida.
Yeah. According to a
Like
video
moon over
posted to the
Miami.
Facebook
Oh, yeah.
page, Woody Wallace said his fiance, wwho he was supposed to marry tomorrow, was able to get in touch with him. I think this takes place in Texas.
Yeah.
on the
Ringless in
phone.
Texas.
And he, yeah, it is. And he saw, and when she saw our Facebook post, she knew it was him. She contacted him and asked him if he robbed a bank. Honey, what are you doing right now?
That's,
Honey,
you know,
did you?
you know,
I'm at the luncheon. Where are you?
Sounds like you're
no,
driving
I'm at the
real-
luncheon.
you know, as much as I've done and as much trouble as I've gotten in with my wife, I can guarantee you she's never called me to ask me if I robbed
You
a bank.
robbed a bank.
He lies and says he's at the
I'm at the
luncheon.
luncheon. I'm at the luncheon. That's why I'm so worried. Where are you right now?
I'm robbing a 7-Eleven. Why you ask?
Honey, this is
You
very
told me today you weren't gonna. This is also a Heat thing where he could have been like, "This is my last one.
Well, you know-
This is my last one," and then tomorrow
I'm getting too
married.
old for this shit.
Yeah.
You know, also
there is a movie in
he
here.
There is a movie.
he cuts straight to the chase. Like she's like, "Honey, where are you right now? This is a very expensive wedding."
You know that venue? You know that venue
That you wanted so bad.
And
I
she's
was
like,
happy
"You
to
wanted
do
the
it.
venue.
I was
didn't
happy
care."
to do it in my backyard.
Right.
I told you we could have served a McDonald's like Trump did at
I
the
know.
White House.
Thank you.
You wanted steak.
I said you could have been like the Clemson football team, national champion.
Eat and eat cold food. She knew it was him. She called him. She asked him if he robbed a bank. She convinced him that she knew it was him, which means they had a conversation where he was
You're
like,
like,
"I
"No,
don't
I
think
didn't
you
rob a
think it's
bank.
me." She's like, "No, I
I'm
definitely."
looking at surveillance footage of you. So in that moment,
I watched
he
you get
nails-
dressed this morning.
I
You
know.
were in the shirt I saw.
This is taking the Eddie Murphy bit, the whole wasn't me. It's taking it to a whole other level.
A whole other level.
Yeah,
Shaggy.
baby. I fucked her, but I make love to you.
Right.
Right.
Shaggy.
I robbed a bank.
For love.
But I
For
steal
love.
your love.
But I
for you.
steal your love.
His picture was all on Facebook, said Sheriff Woody. He needed to turn himself in. Bumpus turned himself in at the Houston County Courthouse.
There you go.
Yes. This is courtesy of the New York Post, by the way, so they must have picked that
Yeah,
up.
it is.
That's why I was
National
confused on
news
where
now.
It was. Yeah.
Legit.
You know they had like a bad pun.
Oh, of course.
Right.
There goes the broom, or the broom, or whatever.
Bumpus turned himself into the Houston County Courthouse, and most of the stolen money has been recovered. Who knows?
Most of it?
Wow.
Most.
Where did the rest
I
of it
don't
go?
know.
Uh-huh.
Along with clothes and the gun, the sheriff said, adding that the former EMS worker has confessed to the crime. I'm going to give you guys a picture.
He's an EMS
is
worker?
like the medical guy.
Yes, he runs
Oh,
an
no.
ambulance
driver.
Oh no.
Here's a picture of Bumpus, and I think he walked. He's either walking into the sheriff's department, and this is a picture, or he's walking out of the bank. Either way, it looks like he's crying and having a very rough day.
Oh,
He looks like
dude.
Donkey Lips from Salute Your Shorts. This will be on the Facebook page. I don't know if you guys remember
join
that.
our
Join the
Facebook
Facebook page. Join
Look at him. Whether he's in the police station or he's in the bank, he
That's
looks
a police.
full of
That's not a
regret.
bank. A bank doesn't have a bulletin board like that. That's
a
the police
police
station.
That- yeah, that
Come
looks
down to
like
Rochelle,
yeah.
Illinois.
Yeah, he's walking
Yeah,
out.
the
of
New
his-
York Post is Bumpus, dumbass.
Yeah.
What? Does this mean EMS guys don't get paid that well,
I
or he
think
just?
they don't.
I don't know.
I don't know. Or the weddings are expensive.
Or what about taking the wallet off of one of your guys? That's when you go to save them.
If
Just
you're gonna cross that bridge,
take some
You can't
cash.
Don't be
Started
picky.
dying.
Right.
If you start, look, this is and as we know, trying to knock off a bank the day before your wedding
Yeah.
for the ring and for the. You did not plan this out.
Did not
you
plan.
have no foresight. You could have been stealing from people you went to try and
Yes.
revive for months. to get
Every
yourself
time
up.
you're gonna do, hey, go get the stuff from the
need
from
to
the
see-
ambulance. I'll start the CPR while they're gone.
I'll start. He doesn't need CPR. He just broke his leg. Let me do
Let me
it.
just do the CPR.
You should check his wallet.
Can I
That is
check
not
your
gonna
wallet for
revive
your
him.
insurance card?
He's now in custody, has been charged with aggravated robbery. The district attorney has accepted the charges. It will go to grand jury. He will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law, Sheriff Woody Wallace says.
Of course.
We'll get out of here on this. It was unclear if and when the couple will still tie the knot.
So, do you think
She's
they get
still-
married? Does she
No.
stay with this guy?
This is like Sully McCullough's old bit about how it's impossible to get fired from McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I saw a guy stab another guy
at McDonald's.
and not get fired. Like
The
it's like,
next-
man, the guy stabbed his own manager, and the manager's bleeding. And he's like, man, you cut me real bad, but I need you on that front line. I need you on the
to
front
write
line.
you up.
I mean, I'm gonna have to write you up. That's what this woman is like. Look, it's hard to find a
It's
man
hard to
who's
find a
willing to
man.
be
Yeah.
there for me.
And by the way, listen,
he was
went,
doing it for her.
Yeah, I mean, it's he
So to
wasn't
speak.
just robbing to go buy drugs. He was robbing
to
for the
give
ring.
them
The
a
movie
better-
John Q with Denzel.
Very
Where he
romantic.
takes over that hospital to save his kid's
To
life.
Very
give them
romantic.
a better life.
Yeah. That's
All right,
story
there you go.
one, y'all.
Story one, down in the
Damn,
books.
wow.
Maz Jobrani's with us. We're going to take a little break, and then we're going to talk about his podcast and other great stuff on the other side of this. Stay with us.
Stick around, make a sound for more Dumb People Town.
It's a trying time that challenges all of our basic assumptions. However, one thing that brings us all together is our common humanity. Now, more than ever, teams must come together and work together to solve big challenges. And Trello is here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format. Plus, tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Teams of all shapes and sizes and companies like Google, Fender, and even Costco all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. With Trello, you can work with your team wherever you are, whether it's at home or in an office. No matter what device you're using, computer, tablet, or phone, Trello syncs across all of them, so you can stay up to date on all the things your team cares about. Keep your workflow going from wherever you are with Trello. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com. Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying connected and productive? And then there's your newest coworker, the cat. Well, your friends at Trello have been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Trello keeps everyone organized and on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Teams of all shapes and sizes at companies like Google, Fender, Costco, and likely your favorite neighborhood coffee shop all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to Dumb People Town. We want to remind people that Patreon tickets, advance tickets for which show, Ran? I want to get
Seattle,
this
I
right.
believe.
Seattle are going on
Yes.
sale today. Today they go on sale.
They went on sale last
They went
week.
on sale this
Go
last
get them,
week.
y'all.
They're on sale now. Advance tickets for our Patreon members.
And if
That
you need
is
a reminder, just so you know, Milwaukee, Madison, St. Louis, Seattle, Portland, and Vancouver, Dumb People Town is coming.
and we want to sell it out so we can keep coming back. It'll be a new show every single time. But the most important thing is if you are a Patreon member, you can get advance tickets now. You get them before everyone else. That's another reason to join our Patreon. And I think that's for now. We have a live Dumb People Town on the 2nd at Largo.
And that lineup.
Is it's amazing. Weird Al Yankovic.
Aisha
Oh.
Tyler had to drop, so
Oh, okay.
we're going to get somebody else. We're in talks to get someone else. We'll get someone. And Dave Longstreth, the lead singer from Dirty Projector, is going to be doing music, so I cannot wait for that.
Jump on that. Pick up Dan if you haven't picked up Dan's new comedy album. Do that.
Yeah.
Which
if I
was
can-
number 1 in comedy albums. I'm very proud of Dan Devanker.
yeah.
Thanks, Diane.
At one point, we made it up to like the top 50 in albums of all
Of all
iTunes.
albums. That's
great. amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Congrats.
So I wanted to take a second to just say thank you to all the people who have listened to this show from the jump. Some of you guys go all the way back to the old Scarborough days, and you've been with us on this. And
Yes.
we all know it in this room. You don't get to do anything without an audience. We can't perform to an empty room. And
That's
to
right.
have everybody who listens to this show and then goes so far as to get into my stand-up and come out to shows and join me on the tour. I did 47 cities. And I got
Amazing.
to meet so many of you at all of those. And then you went one step beyond that and you picked up the album. Or you're thinking about it, or you're going to as soon as you have money. Just wherever your heart's in, if it's towards supporting me and what I'm trying to do, I just wanted to, in a heartfelt way, say very much thank you. It means a lot to me.
It's
So
awesome.
thanks
And
for
when
doing
we
this
were in
show.
Austin this weekend, and a lot of people were like super psyched for you. And you, sir, another fantastic stand-up who has a great podcast yourself. You kind of teased us a little bit
Give
about
us
it.
the name of it so people can get it. if
Thanks, guys. It's called Back to School with Maz Jobrani.
We need it. We need it. This
You
is
know,
a companion piece to ours.
I'm telling you.
It is.
Well, listen to ours. The world's getting dumber. How do we fix it? Go back to school with Maz Jobrani.
That's it.
You know, the way I say the inspiration came about, and you guys have kids, you know, so my son and daughter would ask me questions that I didn't know the answers to, so I had to go to Google.
Yes.
And finally I said, you know what? I'll just bring in the experts,
It's a great idea.
professors, authors, other people.
And you're learning stuff.
Learn stuff, and we'll make it fun. We're going to make fun. Learning is going to be fun.
Well, but the beauty of it is, and again, as we're all stand-ups in this room, stand-up is all about curiosity.
Yes.
Why is literally stand-up starts? A premise starts with, why does this happen?
Absolutely.
Why is this the way
Why
that
do we
it
all
is?
accept this, or why is this, or why did this happen to me, which I'm sure happens to you.
Let's break it down. And the beauty of it is, listen, I went to college. I love college, but we all know college is expensive.
Yes.
So you can listen to your podcast and listen to
your
my podcast.
And don't go to college. Wait,
Don't go to college. If there's one thing I tell my kids,
no. Don't you
go.
go.
That is,
to
by the way,
college.
you know that is the way to get your kids to do anything. Like if I'm saying my daughter and she's giving me like the sour puss face, I'm like, don't smile at me.
Don't you dare.
I
Don't
do
you
not
dare.
want to see
Don't
your
you
teeth.
curl that.
I do not
stop.
want to get
And
them.
she starts
No.
smiling.
And
know,
she starts
Don't
cracking
go to
up.
college. Don't
you know, it's
dare
funny
go
you
to
say that.
college.
I just saw Chris D'Elia do this bit that I loved as a parent because he said that he goes, I don't do drugs. He goes, I look like I do drugs. He goes, I look like I'm a drug dealer.
Yes.
But he goes, my parents, when I was at that age, they told me, do whatever you want. And he goes, that made me go, wait, I can't rebel against that.
Yeah, that's right. There's nothing
Well,
to rebel
okay,
against.
so the basketball equivalent of that is, when a guy's posting up a guy, he's pushing back and banging as hard as he can. That guy's pushing back against him, and it gives him something to use to push back. Sometimes guys just move out of the way, and then they fall back on their ass.
I like
and they're
it.
like,
It's called pulling the chair out. So Delia's parents pulled
the chair out on him, and look at that.
the
He's
chair
straight
out.
edge.
Boom.
Now he's just a
But
sex
it's
addict.
all-
Okay.
It is. It's all. Who you talking about, Delia?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all. It's all.
He looked at you when he said
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Man. I'm telling you.
Why would I say
It's
that?
all an education, and I do love any podcast like this one that it does search to try and figure things out and be smarter. So everybody check out.
And then also your stand-up. Do you have any dates coming up soon, or where
I
can
am
people go?
constantly touring. People can go to mazjobrani.com. That's MazJobrani.com. I'm
And
on
get
Twitter,
your tickets. Like
Instagram.
if he's in your town, you got to get tickets because he's doing big theaters and stuff. Like you got to go see him.
Phenomenally
Get your
funny.
tickets.
Phenomenal, great night.
One of our favorites.
Seriously, like it's been a joy to watch you grow.
Right back
and
at
watch
you guys,
people
man.
come out
All
and
of us
see
at the Comedy Store, just putting our time. But what a great place. I say this also, by the way. I always tell my kids because, again, I had immigrant parents, and they kind of were trying to direct me towards becoming a lawyer or a doctor, engineer,
Same.
right? And I say to my son and my daughter, I go, guys, no matter what happens, I'm so lucky to be able to do what I do, and then to come to a place like the Comedy Store, get a chance to watch you guys, watch other comedians, and just hang out with us. It's so fun to do. It's a beautiful thing. So I've been trying as much as I can. I just tell people, if you have kids, let your kids do whatever they want.
True.
Just don't go to college.
Do
Right.
not go
There
to
you go.
college, whatever
Do not
you.
go to
But
it's so
listen
funny.
to-
You are so right about that, and it ends up being like a point of argument sometimes with my wife when I'm telling her that I'm working because it is fun to go to the comedy club. It is fun to watch another comic.
It's fun to
stuff.
do a weekend
It's
on the
fun
road
to
with
do a
like our
weekend on
friend
the road.
Amy Miller. You
Amy
know?
Miller came out with us. She's such a funny comic. She supported us this weekend in Austin. This past weekend in Austin. It's fun. It's hard work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work. You're living on the razor's
You got to
edge.
be focused.
You got to be focused, but it's also fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we've made friends. So.
Should we jump into
Let's
another
jump into
story?
another.
You ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it. Sent in by Squeaky at Squeaky Hooper, just like it sounds.
There we go.
Thanks, dude.
This
Or
is good.
woman.
I enjoyed this story. Here we go. Amid the shiny stripper poles, strobe-lit stages, and scantily clad performers at Rachel's Gentlemen's Club, you'll find
Is this like a Ruth's Chris? I think it should be Rachel Gentleman's Club.
You'll find
Rachel's Gentleman.
I want it to be
Rachel's Gentleman.
No,
Rachel's
Gentleman Club. Yeah,
There
that's
you
what
go.
it needs to be. It's
Okay.
the Ruth's Chris
It's the Ruth Chris
of Strippers Club.
Yes.
Well, amid all the normal strip club stuff, you'll find Barbara and Sylvia, two old beauties who
Nope.
come for the free food and flu shots and stay for the ambiance. Because
Okay.
the headline is Strip Club gives seniors a shot in the arm.
Okay.
Strip Club is offering free food buffet
So
and flu shots to
Strip
seniors
clubs
in
have
the
been
area.
giving people syphilis for decades.
So
now they're going to give you a free
Now
flu
they're
shot.
giving back.
This flu shot anywhere is really. I mean, I got skeptical of the flu shot lady on at Chicago O'Hare, the
Yeah.
the American Airlines terminal. I was
You're
like,
are you?
is this supposed
are you
to be?
sanctioned?
Work for? Is this
Do
supposed?
you work here?
Strip club flu shot. That's the only place where they share needles for flu shots.
Yes.
They actually share.
Strip Club Flu Shot sounds to me like the best album of an indie rock band.
That is a
There you
great.
go.
Yeah, Panic at
dude.
the Drive-In did strip club flu shot.
It's
and it
Panic
was
at the
awesome.
Disco, and
I tend to stumble into my flu shot every year. Like I'll be at the doctor and she'll say, "You want your flu shot?" I go, "Yeah, why not?" Or wherever I'm at the CVS and they go, "We're giving flu." I'll do it. So, I mean, what? So do
You
I go to
can't
my
plan
wife?
it. You
Do I go
can't-
to my wife and go, "Guess what?
Honey.
I got my flu. I was at the strip club.
honey, I stumbled into it again.
I stumbled
I
in.
was
The
neat.
good
I was,
news is I was
I
responsible.
was responsible.
The bad news is
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend named Crystal.
You know Rachel's
Rachel's Gentleman-
Rachel's Gentleman
Gentleman
Club.
Club.
Christy.
Yeah, I was there enjoying some very high-end
Dancing and performing.
and
and
Barbara and
I was
Sylvia.
hungry. Barbara and Sylvia were there. You know.
They come for the free food and flu shots, and they stay for the ambiance. Quote, I love it. I want to know where the girls get those sexy stockings that stop up there. I need some of those, said
By the way,
Sylvia.
that's a classic old person sentence because it's kind of truthful, but it forces all of us to have to figure out the rest of what it
Right,
means.
right.
Yeah, but-
I love where they get those stockings that stop up there. I want everyone in here to try and figure out what stop up there means.
It's the ones
Mid-thigh.
that are mid-thigh
Yeah.
that then get
Gotta
Is
be
it?
thigh highs.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah, it's gotta
okay.
be.
Wait, but
Well,
here's
they usually
most
stop. They
yeah,
stop
most stockings stop somewhere.
somewhere.
Unless they go up over the waist, but I don't think that.
But that's probably what Sylvia's used to.
she's used to high-end
Full-on
pantyhose.
But she
that are
said-
pantyhose spank.
But
Yep,
she
a combo.
said,
A spanky
but she
hose.
said, stop up there, and the up there leads me to believe that
Up
it
in
stops
the vagina.
higher than where
Yes.
it normally.
Well, no,
stops.
think of old women. They usually stop at the knee.
Yeah.
So
I
it
guess.
is up higher for
Okay,
her.
You're
Fine.
thinking it has to be thigh.
It has
But
to
you're
be.
right. When I hear up there, it usually is a sexual innuendo of up there.
Okay, so
Right.
here's my
Up
question.
there where the ladies.
I like that you're skipping over the fact
I-
that Sylvia said, I need some of those.
I need some.
need some of those.
Wait, here's
I
my
don't
question.
think you need any of those.
How many more like generations are we? Like a decade away from like old people just like now being more like young people? Like because I think they're
We've done stories where they've had like STD outbreaks in retirement.
right.
communities.
Yes.
So like the retire because like people who are 60 now, like we hung out this weekend with great people in Austin, Texas, Kaylin Piero and like her sister and her
Chris.
husband Chris. And their dad,
Their dad is 61, so
Right.
he's about 13 years older than us.
Okay.
Her dad was was somebody that
You're saying like elderly that lived through the sexual revolution.
right?
Right.
Like Maz is 72.
I'm
And
72.
you look great.
Yes.
amazing.
No,
Yes.
but okay, so we're about the same age. We're 47, almost
47,
48.
same
Yeah,
age,
so
yeah.
same exact age. So, but like I don't feel old. Dan, we're at least 10 years
Yeah,
older than
yeah,
you,
yeah.
and so I feel like we're contemporaries.
Uh-huh.
I think as people get older, that gap is getting smaller. Now, maybe the gap is larger between like 18-year-olds and 60. Like, does that gap just
Yeah.
move down? Like,
No, well, it's a big part of it is we are in denial because we're 47 and we think we are young.
Yes.
Yeah, because,
So-
but do you think you look like what 47 looked
No,
like
not at
when
all.
you were 20?
and
No,
when
dude-
I'm 75, who's to say I'm not going to like throw on some NWA or throw on something like on
You
the
guys
rail?
are also the
Like, I'm going
every,
to.
This happens because of just our progress. I would assume, maybe I'm wrong. You are the healthiest 47 has ever been.
Absolutely.
And 20 years from now,
Yeah.
that 47 will be even healthier than you.
But you're absolutely right. I love this perspective of we are younger, we're hipper, we're healthier,
That's right.
we're with it. But that said, there's a reason why that saying started. What was the one they said? Whatever boomer. What's it? What did they say?
Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer.
boomer.
Yeah.
There's a reason why that
No,
started.
I like
because
that you said whatever boomer shows you exactly where you
there
are.
you go.
Fork it over, boomer.
Okay,
there you
boomer.
go. Fork it over, boomer. Fork me, fork you, boomer.
Fork it over.
No, because I've done shows, and I'm sure you guys experience this. I did shows for the incoming freshman class at UC
sure.
Berkeley.
Sure. Mhm.
And when I went there, I did the math. I go, wait a minute. If I had somebody come, because I started at Cal at 1989, I go, if I had someone come the year you guys are when I was back then, I go, that person would have been from 1959.
That's right.
And I would have been looking at him going, what the hell is this? And so
Exactly.
when I was in front of these guys, I was trying to relate as much as I could, but there were many, many moments throughout
Huge
the
areas
set.
where you just
I was
they
like-
just don't understand what you're talking
And
about.
they're looking at me going, this guy is 150 years
That's
old.
right.
And in my mind, I'm like, dude, I'm 30-ish. I
Yeah,
got
can
it.
hang out.
But
Or
do-
where are we
okay,
going after this
so
show?
let me
guys?
ask you
You do
this.
have
So
it.
let me ask you this, because you've been to everybody here has been to a strip club. You go to a strip club and you see these two octogenarians hanging out. Does that immediately totally ruin the vibe?
Hell
It's
no.
like-
I'm like, this is a party.
okay.
Yes, I'm of your mind.
Yeah, I'm like, man, this strip club doesn't give a fuck.
Do
And neither
this-
does anyone who
some
lives in this town.
Crazy
It
shit
would make
is
me feel
going to
better,
happen.
because the one thing I don't traditionally enjoy strip clubs unless I'm in
a waste of
Portland
money.
or up by the cabin.
It's a 100%
Yes,
waste
but
of
at least
money.
in Portland, it feels like part of the social scene. It's not
Right.
just a whole
Well,
bunch of
Portland-
like lonely dudes asking strippers to sign their Hooters calendar.
No.
like that, and that's when I'm like, oh, this is like The Wrestler, like that, where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you just need some companionship.
Yeah.
If I walked in as a whole bunch of old people, I'd be like, this place is
fun.
chill.
This is
Yeah.
reaching a lot
I'm
of people
thinking
across
either
platform.
they own it or I'm thinking
Yeah.
they're one of the strippers' moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, then I'm watching to see if they clap.
Barbara.
They clap for the.
My name is Destiny.
I'll get into it. Every year around this time, the Flesh Den in the small town of Castleberry,
Flesh
north
Den.
of Orlando, offers the shots in a setting way more exciting than a sterile doctor's office. Also, way less professional. And
Yeah. Who needs sterility?
right. And the return of the complimentary lunch buffet has gotten geriatrics coming in droves. I hope
Quote
it's not.
unquote.
Yeah, this is a quote.
Coming in drill.
I hope it's not my last meal. I think Rachel should be commended for doing this for the seniors. Really, Barbara Becker told WESH
Barbara
as she
Becker's
waited for her
goddamn
shot
Barbara
yesterday.
Becker. Oh,
The
God.
Beckers are coming over
She goes to
on
like
Friday.
Temple Beth Emmett.
It's
Barbara
Rachel's
Becker.
6th year of offering the shot, which includes the lunch buffet free for seniors and veterans, as well as Castleberry residents and city employees. Everyone eats for free.
I'm
at
sorry.
Castleberry.
When did just like having naked women not become enough for a strip club? Like,
Yeah.
when did they say
The
we
lunch
need some
buffet?
marketing
We
ideas?
need to get
How
people.
are we
How do
gonna
we get people in here?
You
You get them in with the
here.
flu shot. You keep them in there with the buffet.
Look,
and
we
then
we call them body shots, and we just tell
There
people
you-
they're free.
I
and then
like
it's gonna
it.
get
Barbara
people in.
Becker will line up. The gray hairs don't seem to mind the skin show. Quote, Barbara Becker again, I think it's great. I wish I had some of these figures like these gals do.
Sure.
They're beautiful girls.
Yes, they are.
And, none of them tip, though.
No.
If you're...
Like they write them like the worst thing in the world for all these old people is that they write them all a $5 check and just hand it to them.
By the
When's
way,
your birthday? I'll post date it.
By the way, I love, and I don't know if a comedian has done this yet, but if in my mind,
It's been
if
done.
Nikki Glazer doesn't do this, she should do this bit. The girl who tries to act like she's super cool with going to the strip club with her man and a bunch
Yes.
of other women.
Right.
That girl who's like, I love strip club. Yeah, let's go. It's my idea. It's like, no. You're going because you don't trust your partner.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going because you want to seem like you're the coolest person who can handle everything. No woman likes a strip club. It's not.
Some do.
I doubt it. Unless
Some
you're
do.
Well,
unless you're bi or
yeah,
unless
you're
you
bi or lesbian,
or
you're into
bi or if you're into that.
Dude, in Portland, it's tons of guys and girls.
It is
Get it,
everybody.
Dan,
But Portland
but-
has like you're in a strip club that's also a bar and there's a poker game
I know.
and it's vegan.
You guys are doing a great job. I've never been to
there's
Portland, but
steak
you're doing a
bites.
great job of
Selling
selling
the
this
Portland-
Portland strip club.
Well, Portland
just
has
their bars.
Portland
That's
has
great.
like a vegan strip club,
Yes,
which
which is
I
very good.
think they're a little too
They're a little too like
militaristic about the rules in there. They once placed a stripper on administrative leave just because she had a yeast infection. I
Come
thought
on,
that's uncool.
God damn it.
That
That's
counts.
a
Wow.
gluten-free
That is dairy, right?
issue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Something's being grown.
If you're hoping to get a shot from a stripper in a sexy nurse outfit, no dice. The shots are administered by registered nurses in the club's VIP room.
How
Well,
do
that
you
gets-
know who's a registered
Yes,
nurse?
I was going to say that gets confusing.
Right. Also,
I'll
in the
tell you
VIP
exactly how you
room-
know who's a registered nurse is like by how far down the button is on the button.
I hope-
if you're 3 buttons down,
Wait,
you're like,
most scrubs
Yep.
don't have buttons on them. What
Also,
are you
I
doing?
kind of hope that the strip club aspect isn't going well, and so they keep adopting more and more medical practices until Rachel's Gentleman's Club just becomes an urgent care. They're like, this is where our business is at, guys.
I think they could add bingo and just have the numbers coming out of the woman's,
Whoa,
the
you could,
strippers.
yeah.
Coming
you
up
know,
to the
that would
stage, Dominique
Shooting-
on the bar.
just
David's getting a bone set in the left
shooting
corner.
ping pong balls with numbers on them out of the machine.
Guys, over here for the next hour, it's 2-for-1 oxygen tanks all night long.
Bingo on the main stage.
And bingo on the side stage, too.
being on the main stage, being on the side stage, and we're giving out free hysterectomies in the back.
Who needs their paps?
Oh my god.
Quote, a little uncomfortable
And
at
after
first.
you get a pap smear, grab a schmear on the bagel in the right corner at
Oh,
our
that's so funny.
Jewish buffet.
A little uncomfortable at first. This is a quote. I actually texted my wife to try and find her and go right to her immediately. Castleberry resident Tom Roganowski said.
All right, Roganowski.
I don't know
like,
what he's talking
What
about.
he's
Well-
saying is, I was at the strip club. I got busted because this news organization came in, and I now have to tell my wife that I was there. I actually tried to call my wife. I
Right.
tried to find
Turns
her
out there's
immediately.
not good coverage in the say it
Well,
bounced
honey,
back.
it did say gentleman's club, and I am a gentleman.
I am a
after all.
gentleman,
You
and
know
I-
that.
I care about health. You're the one telling me I need to get checked. Club employees said they just want to help the town.
Do you want me to get the fluid?
This
Give
is
it to
another
you.
movie, the strip club that wants to help the town.
Yeah.
Quote, at this time, the rising cost of healthcare, it's a great way to give back to the community, said
don't
Rachel's
cloak it in
food
that.
and beverage manager, Kevin
Wow.
Rosidi.
Okay, the food, the food and beverage.
I'm on the food and beverage team at
of
Rachel's.
a strip club. The food and beverage manager at a strip club is your cousin who you're trying to keep out of trouble.
Right. Can you imagine this bar rescue? You got people back here relocating shoulders.
4 years of Cornell University hotel.
Dude, there
How
was-
can you focus on the pork shoulder that you're sending out there when you got a guy who's got a dislocation?
Wait, no. So the crazy thing is there is like a salad bar next to at the Acropolis in Portland.
I've been there as
and we're
well.
like the sneeze guard could not go down far enough. It should be like
Oy.
when
At
you
the
go to a
bank.
bank and there's just bulletproof glass all the way down.
Yeah,
to
you
the-
like you should slide your plate in like
And
the
then you gotta
deposit
use-
thing.
right,
and
you gotta
then-
use
It should be
hand-
like a preemie in an incubator. You
Yeah,
gotta
you
come
gotta
in
use
with
the
gloves
hands.
that are already.
just to get the garbanzo beans.
Quote, this is Kevin Rosidi again. If you've forgotten, he's food and beverage manager.
Oh no,
at
we
Rachel's.
remember that.
we're
He's
aware.
Italian, right? Rosidi.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm just trying to make a nice place here.
Hey.
We're proud to be,
Hey,
proud
like,
to be a part of this community
know-
and a chance to give something back.
You know he definitely hands out his card, and as he's handing it out on the down breath, he's like, Kevin Rossini, food and beverage. Food and beverage. Food and beverage.
At this time, oh, I already read that. If you're thinking about getting a flu shot, but a trip to the doctor's office makes you squirm like a 6-year-old, you might want to make a trip to Castleberry. The club is scheduled to give flu shots again. The
If
last
you want
date
to
they
squirm
have here
in
is
front of a
already
woman
passed.
who's trying to pay for her 6-year-old, you can
You
do
can
that.
do that.
down
just
at
for fun,
Rachel's.
I went and found Rachel's Orlando on Instagram.
And
This is in Orlando?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
They say the best men's club in Orlando with a 5-star steakhouse.
Whoa.
Who else is competing
again,
for that?
I'm
niche?
going to go back to something Maz said earlier. How many things is this strip club doing? They're doing flu shots. They're letting old people in there. They're a
Right.
steakhouse.
Yeah.
They've got so many.
Yes.
Like, what's the next thing? They're a water slide. Bring your kids.
How many followers? We'll get out of here in this just for fun. How many followers do you think Rachel's Orlando on Instagram has? You are a guest, so you can go
Ooh,
first.
I'm going to go with
Tig or third.
14,152.
Wow, dude.
Okay,
Wow.
it's
A lot of
14,152.
followers. A lot of
Jay or
followers.
Rand?
They can't be more than 2,500.
2,500.
I'm going to say 21,300.
All right. We will leave you after I tell you.
Because
Play
if you
along.
post up pictures of strippers, you will
Strippers.
just get followers.
That's why
But
I'm
wouldn't
going
it
with
be
the
great
high
if
number.
their Instagram was just pictures of old people getting
flu
shots?
shots. Yeah.
Just the buffet. Here's what we're serving today, guys.
They have 411 posts.
Oh
They're
my
following 1,165 people.
Okay.
And the amount of people following them is 4,145.
Yes, I knew it.
You
I
were
was
right.
close.
Well
I
done.
was close.
So if
Well
anybody
done.
is in the Orlando area and you get a flu shot, please send us the picture.
Look, you're
And
going to be there for Disneyland.
We are
Yeah,
gonna
Disney World.
We are gonna
Disney World.
post it up on our Facebook page. If you haven't joined the Facebook page, join it. If you haven't joined our Patreon, join it. There are such great perks. We do extra episodes for you. It is a blast.
And they give flu shots.
And we get free flu shots.
Flu shots.
Can you give us a tease of what we're going to hear in the last segment?
Oh, possibly the dumbest man in Florida.
There we go. Wow, that's saying a lot.
I know.
Maz Jobrani's
Just on
with us.
shirt alone.
On shirt alone, I love it. Maz Jobrani's with us. One more segment of Dumb People Town. Stay.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Follow us, by the way, on Twitter. We are at Sklar Brothers. He is at Daniel
At
Van
Daniel
Kirk.
Van Kirk. You can get Thanks Diane at my website, danielvankirk.com, or anything that I've got.
Oh,
going
hey,
on.
by the way,
sorry.
it is, the holidays are coming up, and if you go to fluffycrate.com/sklar or
Oh,
use
heck
the
yeah.
use the promo code SKLAR, you can get all of our designs, our brand new hoodie sweatshirt.
Yeah, dude, we got a
is the
sweet
dopest.
Sklarbro country.
So check all that stuff out, Greg.
And how people follow you on Twitter, Instagram?
Yeah, it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Maz Jobrani.
Spell it.
MazJobrani.
Good follow. A really good follow on all platforms.
Do it. All right, Dan, let's get into this.
This
Take
is a
us
story
home.
from September, but it was worth hanging on to.
Do you
Hurricane Dorian
remember?
Oh, yeah.
is a catastrophic Category 5 hurricane lumbering towards the U.S. coastline at 5 miles per hour.
I think
should
it's
probably
passed,
say
but was.
Benjamin Justham. Justin? I don't know.
Justham.
But he sent this in. Thanks, Benjamin.
Just say, you don't want eggs on this sandwich at all.
Just
It's a
ham.
breakfast
Yeah, if I'm
sandwich.
reading this in the present tense.
It's a breakfast
because
sandwich. You don't
I'm
want
not
any
good at
cheese, no eggs.
Just
Just
ham.
ham.
Just ham.
I'll
Okay.
take a Benjamin.
Uh,
It's all about the Benjamin Just Hams.
It was or is, depending on your perspective of time, heading towards the U.S. coastline at 5 miles per hour. And while there are plenty of smart things to do in the meantime, one Florida man thinks the military should just drop ice in the water. Quote, I don't see how they haven't come up with some way to combat these storms yet, said an unidentified Palm Bay man to Florida's
Wait.
to Florida
He-
Today's
Wasn't this
Tyler
Donald
Vest's-
Trump? Didn't
he-
he say he
throw-
wanted to throw?
Ice in the water?
No, he wanted to nuke it.
Nuke
didn't he?
it.
Yeah.
Nuke the water.
Go on.
Tyler Vasquez, who I guess works for the Florida Today, in his tweet he goes, from a mobile home park in Palm Bay, this man has some ideas on the military could stop hurricanes.
This
Quote,
man has some ideas is the beginning of like every
Manifesto.
Yes, that I want.
I'm going to show you a picture of this guy. It's all you need to know. I tell you, on shirt alone, you would walk on the other side of the street.
What does it say? What's it?
Oh, yeah.
my
Look
God.
at him.
These guys, he's got a mustache that's.
How many times has he yelled, we're not divorced yet?
He looks like he rapes magicians.
Why'd you change the lock? He said that a lot of times too. You changed it?
He's like, no, let me finish. That's at the end of everything
Right,
he has to
right.
say.
What do you mean I could only have a flu shot here?
Fork it over.
What do you
Let me,
mean I'm not
let
allowed
me
to
give
coach
you a
the
shot.
soccer
Of,
team?
let me give you a shot of something.
Fork over that shirt.
I know what 500 yards means.
I got to tell everybody when I move into the neighborhood.
500 meters is the same as 500
500
yards. In my book.
Quote, all this warm weather and warm water. We have Navy, he says, looking directly at the camera.
We have Navy.
We have Navy.
Not a
Why
Navy.
don't the Navy come and drop ice in the warm water so it can't get going as fast as it's going, he says, wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Right.
They're throwing a lot of shade at this guy in the
Why?
article.
We have Navy.
We have Navy.
Do they just go up to a random guy and ask him how to solve the hurricane? Like,
To
how
me-
did they get?
This
I'm
now
sure
is the greatest
he
thing in the world.
said, hey, before you go,
wanna
you
say
mind if
something.
I jump in?
No, he's just. I imagine him like whittling a piece of wood, and like they're leaving. He's like, I got a theory about that.
And they're like, turn those things back on.
Can I
turn,
also
back-
say-
turn everything back on.
If we ever do a play on like those overly patriotic T-shirts that you see people wearing in airports and stuff,
Right.
but we have a Dumb People Town one, we make a flag, and under it just says "We have Navy."
We have Navy. That's a good one.
Dumb People Town.
We have
Navy.
By the way, we have Navy
Meaning-
is something that someone could say at the Gap. They're like,
Yeah.
you have this in black, but do you have it in Navy?
No,
yeah, we have Navy.
We have Navy. We have
Or
Navy.
are they the only? Is this the only color of this you guys have? No.
We have Navy.
No, we have Navy. I want to put a spin on it where I think it's kind of smart that he's saying that.
Okay.
Look, we have Navy. They can handle this, but I know
That's
he
too
didn't say
nice.
they can handle this afterwards.
Right. Well, what do you want them to do? We have Navy.
Well, maybe he was trying to figure out what's the plural of Navy.
Well, what if the plural of Navy is Navy?
Navi.
Navi.
We have Navi.
We have
We
Navi.
have
navels.
we have Armi. We have
We all have
We
navels.
have many armies. We have many
Air fry.
air
fries.
fries and marine eyes.
Not stopping at ICE, the Palm Bay man, which means only one thing to me. They didn't even want his name. They're like,
Right.
we're not identifying him.
Yeah.
The Palm Bay man said he would also like the Air Force to get involved.
Okay, so what happened was not stopping at ICE means this is what happened.
Right.
Hey, we have Navy. They should drop ICE and that
Okay,
thing and stop it.
thanks.
Thanks so much,
Yep,
sir.
thanks so
oh
much.
no, I'm
Nope.
not
Nope,
done.
we got it.
But there's more.
There's more. Wait, Air
We
Force-
have Air Force.
Air Force should
We
do
have
it too.
We have Air Force Ones.
They should
Those
put
are
the,
shoes,
Put
sir.
the water in a refrigerator.
It's wait, what?
Quote, there's got to be a way to combat this. Now, he's talking about a lot more than hurricanes.
Here's what we
He's
do.
talking
We
about things
we
in
dump
life.
we dump 10,000 pounds of Mentos into the ocean. Then we start pouring Diet Coke
Right.
in.
Diet
Right.
Coke.
What?
Boom.
There's got to be ways to combat this other than just pointing at the thing and going, well, now it's getting worse, he says, laughing. Well, we all know it's getting worse, but you tell us, oh, it's the warm weather. Oh, it's the wind. Drive some Air Force planes. That's also no one
Drive
some
Drive
Air
some-
Force
It's not fly and it's not jet.
At
it's
this
drive
at-
and plane.
He doesn't want them flying. He just wants them driving on the road.
You know, if you take the right directions, if you map quest it, there, you can actually drive. You don't have to fly.
Drive the Air Force planes.
and it
Drive?
saves gas.
Yeah, if you don't pull up on the thing, you could drive it anywhere.
Because he knows that if you drive it, you're going to pollute the air less,
Yes.
and that will then not contribute to
I
global
know
warming.
he was thinking about
Drive
that
the
as
planes
well.
is like, this is a guy who's definitely said to, I'm not going to say his wife because it's got to
Sure.
be his ex-wife.
His legally separated common law
Partner.
wife.
Eat your orange juice.
Eat
That's
your
what he
orange
said to her.
juice.
Eat your orange juice.
and
Drive
shut
that
up.
plane, eat that orange juice, and go.
Drive some Air Force planes around to get the winds going the other way.
You know what? Hold on. I saw Superman do this.
Yes.
In was it one or two?
Two.
It was two.
He went back.
I've
around.
seen
No,
it.
it was one. It was because she
Two.
died.
She
Oh,
died
it's
in
two.
one.
It was two.
Two.
I've
She
seen
died
it.
in two because it was Neil before Zod.
Yes.
And
then
she
he
died.
He
Yes.
did the one
Yes.
thing that he
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to
So
do. which
he
was
knows
reverse
what he's
time.
talking. And by the way, Superman drove.
Yeah,
to
he
drove
yeah,
around
he
the
was-
earth.
Drove around the earth.
drove around the
really
earth
fast.
4 times.
Four
He
times.
drove in the air. I
Yeah.
know
He's faster than
Yeah.
a running bullet.
Yeah, he is.
I'm going to read this whole sentence to you. Oh, it's the warm weather. Oh, it's the wind. Drive some Air Force planes around to get the winds going the other way. The Navy to go in circles to fight it the other way. Again, he's
So
not
he
using
wants the
Navy
planes
correctly.
going up top. He's got a plan. The planes going up top and the
With-
Navy going in
with
the opposite
ice.
direction on the
Bottom.
bottom with
And
a
he
bunch
knows,
of
by the way, that these are hurricanes. These are not. I mean, yes, I know a hurricane is a circular storm, but at the same time, it's not.
Jay,
a
I
tornado.
love the person who wrote this because they wrote, surprisingly, none of these ideas are as bad as President Trump suggesting to nuke a hurricane.
There you go.
If you're in Florida and you're writing that, being
Yeah.
like, well, this isn't as fucking dumb as the guy
I
who's
know.
running
the
the country,
country.
you're saying, like, transfer me. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
like.
But now we know who voted for him.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And then it says stay on top of Orlando.
So
news
what do
and
the
views.
Marines do in between? Because you got the Navy, you
I
got the
know.
Air Force.
I don't trust them.
They scream at it.
Those guys are having sex
But
with
they
each other. I
gotta
don't trust
scream
it.
in the opposite direction.
Semper Fi, Semper Fi.
You have
Storm.
them scream this way, and then we got Army,
Yeah.
so Army can scream
Scream
in
the
the other
other way.
direction. This guy's got it all figured out.
Mm-hmm.
He's got
He
this
has
guy.
that
de-
in a horseshoe business.
this guy
Game, not even the news.
This guy has so much stuff figured out that people just won't let him actually put into practice.
Yeah,
Or
I'll
come back into their restaurant.
Listen, I'll watch your baby. I'll watch your baby
No,
for
sir,
you.
I didn't ask you to
I'll
do
watch
that.
him for you.
That's why we have the stroller. I
You
can
guys
take the
take
baby
a
with
walk.
me.
I'll watch it.
This
Right.
guy is banned from 3 Golden Corrals.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
started 2 companies where he holds people's place in line.
This guy should be. This guy should give the rebuttal to every weather report.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the guy says this is coming, and now let's go to this guy.
He's like,
To
I don't
unnamed
think so.
guy in a trailer park. I don't know if that's going to happen. It doesn't have to happen. We have Navy. Navy can fix that.
We have divorce.
We have divorce.
That's story 3. guys.
Oh,
We
God.
have divorce. There you go. That's a show.
that's
Maz
a show.
Jobrani.
That was
Again,
fun.
your
Thank you for
podcast
joining us.
is so that
Back
people
to
know.
school with Maz Jobrani.
Check it out. I think we all need to go back to school after those stories. Really appreciate you coming on the show. Thanks for everybody for supporting us. Hey, December 2nd again, Weird Al, Dave Longstreth from Dirty Projectors at Largo. Please come and check that show out.
Yeah,
We wanna
that show's
sell
selling out. It's
It
on
is
its
doing
website.
really well. And then come see us in March in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, St. Louis, and then in June, Portland, Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver. I can't wait. We'll be more dates coming up soon. But love you guys. And oh shit, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down. It's Dumb People Town.
Scarpins Avenue.
A podcast network.